the last 2 years of watching the videos that I have watched, I might vote. I'm not saying I would yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I might vote to take away certain people's rights to vote based off of their answers to certain questions. Hands down. You can convince me. But let's get the show started, and let's watch some videos and stuff, and let's do it the way we like to do it, and that is Republicans holding Republicans responsible for their actions.
A message from the 45th President of the United Ponds of America.
Let's make fishing great again, okay?
You calling wounded veterans that have been shot or
Oh,
wounded,
yeah!
suckers and losers.
Who would say it? Who would?
Dude, this is my problem with that, the who would say it. Look, if there was no other evidence that Donald Trump was demeaning to soldiers and shit like that, I'd actually give you that. I'd be like, yeah, you know, they're probably just making that shit up for, like, political reasons or whatever. This is the man that talked mad shit about John McCain. Said he prefers his soldiers that don't get captured. A man that was a prisoner of war. And I don't give a fuck. I've heard all the bullshit from all the dipshits that make up excuses for why it's okay for Trump to shit on John McCain. It's not okay. I'm going to keep drawing this line on the sand. If you want to step the foot, you can come get some. I ain't shitting on a veteran that was held as a prisoner of war. Like, you know, if John McCain had really done some, like, real bad shit, like John McCain had 34 felonies, John McCain had multiple times cheated on his wife while they had, like, children sitting at home, 100%, I'd be with you. Like, you can be a veteran and still be an asshole. That's understandable. But he shit on John McCain, not because John McCain was a bad dude, but because John McCain didn't stand in lockstep with him. So when he says, who would say that? You, motherfucker! You would say that! This dude literally, another thing that happened while I was out, this dude said that giving a civilian the Medal of Honor was on par, if not better, than giving it to a soldier. And I don't give a shit about the whole, well, you know what he meant. You know he was saying. The words came out the man's mouth. You can only say so many times that he didn't mean what he said. You have to either agree that Donald Trump has no fucking idea what the words coming out of his mouth mean, or some of those times he said dumb shit, he meant it.
Who would say it? Nobody would say it. A stupid person or a person that's mentally ill.
Trumpy Trout is an animatronic talking fish with a big personality.
I am the hugely
Is this real?
biggest fish in the pond.
I still
Dude,
think
is
of
that
him
real?
as young. He's not that young.
What?
The People's Republic of
Oh, RFK Jr. joining Trump's campaign. Look, guys, I believe that people can have changes of heart. If you got a tweet from like 2010, I don't even know, was Twitter around back then? You got a tweet from 2010 that says you like Trump and you don't like him today, I understand that. If you got a tweet from 2016 that says Kamala's a cop prosecutor and I'll never vote for her, and in 2024 you're like, I changed my mind. That's all acceptable. I understand that. But RFK Jr. tweeted in like fucking May, okay? Like 3 months ago, RFK Jr. tweeted that Donald Trump, and not like a small tweet, it's like 8 fucking paragraphs about all the things that Donald Trump is bad at. And he finished it with, Donald Trump should never, ever be elected to be a president ever again. He is unfit for office. Not to mention that Donald Trump responded to that tweet by putting out a True Social post that said that RFK Jr. is a left-wing plant, a shit human being, and terrible at his job. I am paraphrasing. Like, how can you make this okay? You can't tell me that RFK Jr. isn't grifting for the clout right now. Like, once again, you can't act like you are a human being of good moral standing and then just throw that shit out the window as soon as you got a chance to advance. It's not even like RFK Jr. is poor. Look, if you're a Cuban living in Cuba in a shack with six of your family members, and you're like, dog, I could inject these steroids and make $70 million, get my family out of poverty, move us all out of Cuba. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to cheat. I don't care. I'm going to be like, actually, I understand where that guy comes from. He decided morally it wasn't correct, but he's going to do it because he's got a lot to gain. RFK Jr. is not exactly a dude that is wanting. My best guess is that RFK Jr. looks at JFK and looks at his dad, and he's like, man, I ain't shit. And I want to be somebody so bad that I am willing to sell out morally for this dude that I straight up said should never be elected again 3 months ago. 3 months ago. And joined his fucking, like, candidacy. Like, it's mind-boggling how willing we are to accept shit nowadays. We're like Trump supporters are literally like, dude, he's liked him the whole time. So what, they have differences? Not differences. He made a tweet like fucking going like policy for policy. What he does, there wasn't like a, but he was okay at this one thing. It was just straight up hate. Oh, man.
Berserkly.
My
Let us
fins
spike
are
in.
big. I have the biggest fins.
Kat,
I'ma
what would
lose
you
my
do
voice
if
so
you were
quick.
president? And
Yeah,
I
he's
know that's a
loaded.
fantasy
Adam.
since you are a female.
Oh, spiking, no.
Okay.
You know, I always look for good words.
Wait.
Highly
no.
sophisticated. I'm highly educated.
No,
I
we
like
gotta go back.
the biggest fins.
Kat, what would you do if you were president? And I know that's a fantasy since you are a female.
Dude, Greg Gutfeld is like the least funny person. And that's saying a lot nowadays. Because the goddamn COVID virus broke a bunch of comedians and just made them like upset, like sad people. People that I've laughed at for my whole life, thought they were hilarious. Like, then there's Kevin Sorbo. So like being less funny than Kevin Sorbo is fucking like that's a hell of an accomplishment. And Greg Gutfeld is quite possibly the least funny person I've ever seen before. And I guess what gets to me about this type of comedy is what that dude said. I think it's actually Hassan who said it. When you start making jokes for applause instead of making jokes for laughter, you're not a comedian anymore. Like, and that's where a lot of these guys have gotten to. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Are you on my side? And I don't want to go to a left-wing comedy like that. I don't want to go to a right-wing comedy like that. I want to go to a comedy to watch something. Now, mind you, I know he's on Fox News, but his whole point is he's supposed to be fucking funny. He's not funny at all.
Okay.
You know, I always look for good words. Highly sophisticated. I'm highly educated. I like sophisticated words.
Do you wish you never made?
I'm going to give it to Trump. That's the first time I think he's used a word as big as sophisticated. And that's a win in the Trump book right there. That's a big win.
Those childless cat lady comments.
I think that it's much more important
I can't
for me
do
to just
it,
be a
Adam.
normal human being who sometimes
It feels
says
like you're
things
just
that I disagree
pandering
with.
the whole
I have a lot
time.
of regrets,
And
Kristen,
it's
but
what he's
making
doing,
a joke
so.
3 years ago is not at the top 10 of the list.
I love his name, Hung Cow. I love that name. And that name alone should get you elected.
She's going to get paralyzed.
No, I just saw somebody the other day say Kamala Harris. They're like, you notice it's not her mom's name. I can't even remember her mom's name, and I can't say it, and I'm too white to even try to say it. I don't know why I would try. But you notice it's not her husband's name because nobody's voting for Kamala Imhoff. And like, dog, if where you draw the line on whether or not you will vote for somebody is their name, you don't get to vote. I am this close. I am this close to being an authoritarian nowadays. seen so much dumb shit in the past 2 years that I am like, if you would have asked me 2 years ago, if you would have been like, should we have tests for people to vote? I've been like, no, that's not cool, dude. If you would have been like, do you think that like anybody should not have the right to vote? I'd be like, no, everybody should have the right to vote. After the last 2 years of watching the videos that I have watched, I might vote. I'm not saying I would yet. I haven't gotten there yet. I might vote to take away certain people's rights to vote based off of their answers to certain questions. Hands down. You could convince me. I'm saying right now I am still on the everyone has the right to vote tilt, but I am saying that I am leaning towards you could convince me that certain motherfuckers should not be allowed to vote.
In the Situation Room while the generals have their way with
Drink!
her. Right now,
Oh, my voice is not going to make it.
Figuratively, again, have their way with her, control her, not in a sexual way.
You know who likes the word democracy the most?
Right, Trader?
Dictators. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series
not
of
the
Trump
NFTs.
digital trading cards.
Oh my god. No. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I need water. You're right. Oh, man. I can't. Somebody verify for me, too. I've heard that there is supposedly 42,000 Trump NFTs. Is that real? Is there really that many NFTs for Trump? I mean, I get it. Like, he knows. Like, I was saying today, I think Trump supporters should just... You guys remember in the old movies where, like, what was it, Dragnet? Where when they had secret information they need to send up to the office, they stick it in a tube and it'd shoot the tube up to the other person. They open the tube and they pull out the information. I think that Trump supporters, they should just either like just go full direct deposit. Like as soon as their check enters their bank account, part of it just immediately gets given to Trump, and then they get sent like a box of goodies, like some stickers, some codes for NFT. Jesus Christ, I am giving Donald Trump the fucking idea of the century. God damn it. Please, thank God I'm a small creator. No one's ever going to hear this. Just imagine the Trump box. Every month, you send $35 to Trump's campaign, and you get like $7.50 worth of Trump bullshit in a box and like a digital code for like a fucking NFT. Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, if this happens, it was my idea. It was my idea, and I am so sorry. Fuck. God, what have Dustin? Oh, if it happens, I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry.
Trading card.
Dude.
I watch their asses from the back.
This hand-painted bobblehead serves as a reminder of the bravery shown by Trump.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Oh my God. Imagine you get your Trump box. Imagine you're like 67, 68 years old, like mildly racist, pretty homophobic, divorced twice. And you know, your Trump stock is like going down. And then, like, your Trump box, it's towards the end of the election cycle. Trump is completely given up. He's got no money left in the tank. And the Trump box shows up, and it's nothing but fuck Joe Biden merch. Like, Donald Trump has gotten a hold of, like, a fuck Joe Biden storage unit for, like, $17. And he is shipping out, like, fuck Joe Biden shirts. Oh, God, I'm killing myself tonight. Oh, this is amazing. Don't fucking ban me for that, YouTube. I meant that in a non-literal sense. Jesus, you have to be so careful with
Coming
YouTube.
out, it's called Save America. I think you're going to love it.
Made in
It's
China,
called
right across the
dancing
front.
And even be holding some bitcoins. Thank you.
Dude. Okay, so you guys know that Trump Jr. is standing for a Bitcoin now too. Like the whole him going to the Bitcoin conference, and I was like, what the fuck? Watching him talk at the Bitcoin conference, I was like, this old ass man has no idea what he's talking about. And you know how you can tell he doesn't have any idea what he's talking about? By the way he says Bitcoin. He says, the Bitcoin. That's like when your grandpa is like, the Facebook or the Instagram, okay? That's how you know a motherfucker has no idea what they're talking about. The Bitcoin. He has no idea. The Bitcoin. No fucking idea. But he stood up in front of a bunch of fucking people that haven't had sex in their entire goddamn life, that have put all of their fucking money into Dogecoin because Elon Musk told him it was a good idea 3 years ago, and told him, don't worry, guys, I'll make this shit happen. You just got to vote for me. This man, you have to give one thing to Donald Trump. You have to give one thing. And you guys are going to hate me for this because I'm make you give something to Donald Trump. But you have to give him one thing. He knows his target. This dude knows what to do, what people will take, and how much they'll give him for it. Every single time. If only Xi Jinping, if only Putin or Kim Jong-un were actually as dumb as his supporters, he would actually be a pretty good president. Xi Jinping opened up his Trump box. Ah, shit. I was about to do like an Italian accent. I suck at accents nowadays. I never do accents anymore. Why did I get a Trump box with Joe Biden merch? Xi Jinping kind of sounds like Bill Burr. Oh, man.
Okay. Well, that's all I could see is thousands of
the internet
passes.
Dude, Adam, I have no problem with Bitcoin. I'm not going to invest in it. I actually don't think it's going anywhere. I think from playing the stock market, being a person that's been involved in the stock market, I look at Bitcoin as just another stock. It'll go up. It'll go down. I doubt it will ever have any real relevancy other than the same gambling shit you do with stocks. As far as like it becoming like this decentralized idea of our monetary system, and the government's going to co-opt that idea. The government has already co-opted that idea. The government has already talked about creating the digital dollar. Obviously, other countries have already started doing that. But as long as you have dipshits like Elon Musk running around creating stupid-ass like shit coins to go along with it, it'll never end up being taken seriously enough to become real decentralized currency. And that's why I'm a big fan of Ethereum. Not the coin, but the program. Because the blockchain that Ethereum runs off of, which is the Internet of Things, or the Internet of Things is ran off the blockchain, is a great idea. The idea of creating a world that is super interlinked, like you fucking toaster talks to your car. You literally tell it, like, put some in, let's get this shit before I get home. I ain't got much time. I got to stream in 15 minutes. Like, I mean, the fact that even now we can do that, like you can turn on your washer from your phone, you can turn on your air conditioner from your phone, you can see who's at your door from your phone. Like, I'm down with all that stuff. But unfortunately, if you are listening to Donald Trump tell you that he's going to make it a thing, once again, you're just being sold the idea. I said that earlier, is like, when somebody starts telling you something, you need to jump to what they're trying to get you to buy, right? What's the goal? What's the goal of Donald Trump telling me that Bitcoin, that he's all for Bitcoin? It's not that he's all for Bitcoin. It's he wants your vote. That's the goal, okay? He wants your vote. So the in-between where you hear him start talking and that goal of I want your vote, you have to determine whether that information in between those two things actually means anything to you or if it means anything to him. Because that's going to be the most important thing. Because when you get on stage and you want people's votes, you're going to say whatever the fuck it takes. And it doesn't matter if you're on the left, the right, doesn't matter. You're going to say whatever it takes. Now, whether or not he's going to do any of those things when he gets into office is going to be dependent on who is funding his candidacy. And Donald Trump is an oligarch. Y'all might not like that, but he is. I'm talking to Trump supporters. He's an oligarch. He's a billionaire that is in the pocket of other billionaires, weirdly enough nowadays, it's tech billionaires. So is there a chance that he goes Bitcoin? Sure. But what is the percentage chance that Donald Trump is smart enough to make it happen? It's very low. Very low.